Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. Of course, last week, if you guys watched it, you saw how I got 60 actions with zombie Penta. So he lived through 3 cycles on tier 5, and then we used the hot tag to keep him alive. So we're going to go on a tier 4 and see how many cycles he can live. On top of it, we're going to take the Cena principle that is bugged, the hot tag with Cena that's bugged, since Penta has a hot tag, and we're going to apply that as well, and we're going to see how much damage we can do on the tier 4, plus how long Penta can stay alive. I'll show you the setups afterwards. Also, I do want to remind everyone that the hot tag feature is bugged in Titan and will be going away. This should come as no surprise to anyone when it goes away. It is 100% a bug and going away, but this will possibly help you guys in everything you're doing, right? So clearing tier 4s is basically what I care about helping people do. So we're going to start off with 487.78 billion life on Taker and see where that goes to. I want to keep track of that. I also want to keep track of my health here somewhere. So let me open up another tab on Penta, because I don't know how long he can survive on this level. So I need to try and figure it out so I don't have to replay this for massive damage. All right, so 185 million health. All right. So with Penta, I'm just using the Alistair Black strategy, using this to get loaded, and now the rest of the way, we're just clicking the finisher repeatedly, right? So that's all I'm doing. I'll show you the setup afterwards. Yellow Royal Rumble, yada, 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 you know, the usual. What we're really interested in is his life, or health, rather, at 185 million, and how much he loses it on the Titan's big turn. And we're also interested in watching the stacking happen with the hot tag feature / bug. And again, to reiterate, it is a bug. It will be corrected. It will go away. So don't invest a crap ton in Cena thinking you'll be able to do this forever or indefinitely, because you won't. So because Penta has a hot tag and Cena has a hot tag that's -3, and it resets in Titan on every tag, it bugs out. So every time you get down to 1, so you can see we're up to 252 million per hit, not that great, but when you get down to 1, tag Cena in, okay, boom, and then just take a swipe. It doesn't matter what you do, Cena's just there for looks. All right, so we swipe, boom, Cena takes a little bit of damage, no big deal. Now we're going to tag Penta back in because he has a hot tag, right? And what you're going to see is Cena's immediately resets, which is not intended and a bug. So, but on top of it, we keep the gem buff we already had. So we continue to grow the damage. So we were at 252 million, right? And now we're going to continue. Now we're at 350, right? And it's just going to keep getting bigger. We're going to do a kind of a creative twist here as well, because Penta has so much life. 432 million. Just for keeping track's sake, we'll look after this hit. We should have done, yeah, we've done 2 billion so far in damage. Not that crazy, right? 2 billion so far. Total, right? All right, so now we're down to 1. We're going to tag Cena back in. This hit was 562 million. All right, come back in, Cena. Do your thing. We're going to take a swipe because we give no beepity beeps. All right. Now, we just bring Penta back in. Cena's hot tag resets again. All right. And here we go again. Also, if you lose track of turns, like I did, when you're trying to figure out when the big hit is, this is a little tip for you how you can check. Because it's really easy to forget what cycle you're on and when the Titan's big hit is going to come. Click the little thing here. and his next turn has this around it. So this is his big boom, right? So when he takes his next action, this is going to happen. So this is the one where we're going to leave Penta in to continue to take the beating, because Cena will just get one shot, right? Penta will live. If Cena was hype 4, he would live, and we could continue growing it and get an even more ridiculous amount. Again, though, the Cena Hot Tag feature is a bug. I'm going to keep reminding people that throughout the video, and it will be fixed, because I'm not interested in making things worse for the community and making a lot of noise and issues, right? So very clear this is getting fixed. It won't stay. We're up to 700 million per hit. $800 million. $826. And then, like I said, this is the one we're letting Penta take the hit. That was 900. So if you're keeping track at home, we've done 6.5 billion damage so far with Penta, and he's gonna lose, go down to 152 million life. I need to write this down. I'm tracking this in a spreadsheet. 152, 3, 1, 1, 1, 7, 6. All right. I put one too much numbers in here. One extra one. Fix that. Okay. So now let's get a total here and see how much we lost. This one minus this one. So we took 32 million damage so far. All right. Let's see if next turn it's 64 million. That would be really nice. So now we just start the process all over again. And we know we can do roughly 6.5 billion per cycle like this, right? So obviously by the end of this, we should be around 13 billion damage done around at the end of this cycle. So let's keep going and see how it goes. The nice thing about Penta is it's really easy. Zombie Penta, this is really easy to play. Like Aleister Black, you just spam the one move. Makes it really, really comfortable, easy to play. You don't need to be like deadlocked in concentration. You can do this whenever you feel like it, right? You don't need to pay a huge amount of attention. So it's pretty nice for daily upkeep or maintenance sort of thing, right? All right, so now we're going to let Cena do his broken tag magic. All right, and he's gonna, let's just do this, because we don't care what Cena does. This is the Penta show. And as you can see, tag counter still resetting, buff still carrying over. We have 4 boosts plus the 1. And we just continue to do what we do. And we're now passing like 8 billion damage done. Obviously, there's going to be better people than Zombie Penta for this, right? But you can do this with any hot tag person with Cena and get more reps, more turns, grow more damage. You can see my video yesterday of how effective it was with Acro Woods, who's not a strong Titan guy, but I got a really nice score with him, regardless, simply because of the hot tag. Yeah, so this could really help you guys' faction clear the 4s until the bug is fixed, for sure. But it is getting fixed. Make no mistake, it's getting fixed, and it is a bug. Clarified with Scopely, asked directly before ever making a video on it. Because I've known about it for a while, and I wasn't going to make videos with it. Because after the move damage thing and how negative that was for the whole community, I didn't want to repeat that. So, but other people started making videos with the hot tag thing, so then I thought I would, right? But yeah, definitely 100% clarified with Scopely. Is a bug, not intended, will be fixed. So, yeah, for whatever that might be worth to you, everybody. All right, Cena can do Cena things, which is just swiping. Back to Mr. Penta to continue. And I think this is the third turn. I'm going to double check. Could also check by the damage as well. It is definitely the third turn because we've passed 10 billion damage done. So we are definitely on the last turn. But I'll just double check on this to make sure. Yep. It is the boom turn, so Penta's staying in. So we can just spam away. I will cover the entire build and the setup for Penta. Cena has nothing but health stuff on him. So his is really easy, but I will cover everything I'm running with Penta for you guys at the end of the video. Boop. Right. Oh, that was a nice cascade there. That gave us a little extra oomph. Yeah, 900 right there. All right. We'll keep track of the damage output as well. And we have crossed the 13 billion threshold already. So, yeah, we've done 14 billion actually. So Penta is going to take another hit, down to 86 million. I don't know if he can survive another one. So he was at 152, down to, what are we at? 8, 6, 6, 8, 6, 8, 5, 9. So this, let's go, this equals 152 minus 6, and we get, so it did exactly double. So we did 65 million damage from 32 to 65. So it should add another 32 million, which would be 97. So we're actually close enough that if I change trainers around, I could get a whole nother cycle with him, and we could do another 14 billion. I'm not going to start over for one more cycle, but I do want to know next week, if you guys want to see it, I'll put another trainer on. Hall of Fame trainer, right? Probably, or Cody or Cena. Anyway, we'll talk about it at the end. But that would get one more cycle out of it. So this time we're going to let Cena take the killing shot, and we'll get even more damage out of it. And then just know we could have hit, did I say 14 billion? I meant 7 billion, or 6.5, 7. We could have hit 6.5 billion harder than we're going to at the end here. That way. And maybe lose a little bit of damage. So we'll just call it 6 billion, what we're giving up. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, unless you're a nerd. Like me. So let's just kind of run this out. Okay. Ba-dum-ba-bum-bum. You could probably throw the multiply move in, get extra fancy if you wanted to, right? You definitely could do that. And that sort of stuff, right? If you had a nightmare plate on, especially, You know, you could get this. You're getting 30 more. That's technically 90 more gems. So every time you fill it, it is going to be an increase. So, I mean, we could easily be doing this. Well, 90 gems, but then you got to figure we're doing 49 and 30 with the Rumble. It's really close. If I had a Nightmare plate, I would do this every time it filled up, for sure. But I'm not running that on this particular build at this time. So, and this is just faster. So we're just going to spam away. Obviously, if you had a multiply trainer, though, then, yeah, that would make a big difference. Like if you had Sherry, for example. So then you're doing 30 times 7, that's 210 extra gems. That would be more damage than this. So you can definitely get more damage out of this, for sure. You could also use Cena to load the purple, right? Kind of thing. So, you know, taking a swipe, or I think he's got a 1x6 purple move, in fact. In his that I don't have equipped because, you know, I don't use that one. So you could actually do that on Cena's turn, hit that, load the purple, and then have the multiply ready to go every time with Penta. I'll actually do that next week because that'll be more damage. I don't feel like starting over because, you know, time. But I'll do that next week, and I'll run like Sherry, and that'll definitely be more damage. For now, let's just continue with the process. We've done like 15 billion. Yeah, next week I'll do more health, and then we'll also do Sherry, right? And see where we can get. Because we could do 1-1, and then, yeah, no reason we couldn't do that. Might as well have some fun with it. Oh yeah, I gotta see, is this the time? I think this might be the turn Cena takes the damage. Check. No, it's not, but we're doing the tag thing anyway, so I guess I don't need to check. Because we're tagging him in every time anyway. Yeah, I'll definitely do that with Cena next week with the 1x6 multi, because he could get it loaded. Well, assuming it's not fixed next week, which it very well could be. I do think this one's going to take longer to fix than the other one, but, you know, that's way beyond what I know about the game. Right? That's just... I would have assumed it would be fixed by now, so... If it was easy to fix. Because they fixed the move damage one with the quickness. The move damage working on subs. We have done... So 60... Like 18 billion and counting so far. And we can get a lot better run than this. We could live another cycle. We could do the multiply thing. I almost want to reset it and start over, but this is a 20-minute video, and, you know, time is money, friends. So, yeah. Next week. Something to look forward to. Or not, depending on who you are. Now, if you want to go and do it sooner, go for it, right? Cena with his 1x6 area purple, and then we'll talk about that at the end. We'll talk about that at the end. Let's not put the cart in front of the horse. All right. And with this hit, we do pass 20 billion damage done. Yes, sir. Cena's gonna come in for the final countdown here to do what he needs to do for us. Sacrificial Cena. Bye, John. The last time really is now. That's a tombstone to the face. Buffs carry over for one more cycle, though, now. So this last one is going to be, or this one is going to be really spicy. Then we're going to get a couple not as spicy turns, right? After. 942. This is going to be like a 5 billion turn itself. And I'm going to go ahead and chuck the multiplies just for funsies. The second to last hit. There's a bill. Very nice cascade there. Take more of those, please. Nice rumble cascade. 1.1 bill. All right, let's do this. Why not? Let's see what we can hit here. So 463.88. Let's see how many we get. 0.86. $2 billion on the nose. So about a wash there without the multiply trainers. All right. So we have done 461, I think 26 bill. We've done 26 billion. And these last two, well, is it? Yeah, these last two turns, we will probably get, you know, maybe a billion total out of it. So we'll probably end up like 27 bill-ish. And we could have lived one more turn and then done a better damage setup to begin with. So so we would add 6 bill to that plus whatever, you know, the Sherry multiply Cena setup that we'll kind of piece together at the end to improve it for next week. If you guys want to see it. Maybe you won't. I don't even know how many actions this was, but it was a lot. Definitely a lot. We've actually done almost 20. We've done 27.2 billion so far. 27.2. So I think we'll just be shy of 28 billion. All right. It's going to be really close, actually. really close to 28 billion. I think we might actually just squeak it in. We might. Yeah, we're going to get there, I think. Maybe 28.2 or 3? 28.3. Let's go with 28.3. See how close I am. Let's see if we can... He should 0 us for sure. Yeah. We needed like 14 more million, 15 more million health. Ah, 28.5 billion. That's not bad on my previous high on tier 4, for sure. So yeah, next week we can definitely improve that. Let's take a look at the setups and what I'm thinking for next week. Right, so let's see. All right, let's go continue and okay, ba-da-ba-bum. Penta. So, in retrospect, he's taking 32 million, then 62. 32 million, then 32.8, then 65, and then we would add that to that. So in total, he would have needed this plus this to survive. So he would have needed wait, 32. Yeah. So 90, then he needs all 3 of these. One more. So the total health he needs to survive one more round would have been plus, plus, plus 196 million health, 0.9. So 197 million health. So to count in a little other stuff, I would just figure 200 mil health for the baseline to survive one extra rotation. Now you can see though, there really isn't any room to put more HP people on and still get loaded, right? Because we got 2 Hall of Famers and we got Cody here at 30%. And I have his moment right here, which adds 50%, right? So we'd either have to go health strap and lose 100% gem damage, or see if Cena at 25 million health adds more than Cody, which I actually haven't checked. That's probably worth checking to find out. But then you would also lose, if you wanted to use the multiply build, you'd also lose Lex. So we would have to go with the health strap. And then I would actually, so for in my case, with 100% health strap, I could drop Lex and Cody and do this and get a huge gain. Actually, quite a huge gain. If we were to go, come here. So that would be 300 extra yellow gems with those two. So I will probably go with 100% health strap next week and give that a whirl. Or a 50%er. We'll see what I come up with. I'll do 100 because then I could run those two and that would work. But anyway, for this one with these amount of turns, this is what I ran, dual Hall of Fame trainer, right? This would work even without tour perks because Goldberg adds the green MP and 1 for your turn. So it would work without tour perks. And then Cody, Stunning Steve for Rainbow 40%. The strap is 130%er, yellow gem damage here, yellow Royal Rumble. It's the same one I use for Aleister Black. when I'm doing his stuff. And then I do have the moment, which does add 100% extra gem damage and 50% extra health, right? So if you're wondering how much health you would need to survive what I survived, you don't need nearly as much. We had overkill. You would need 98 million if you had hype level 4 health. It's only the one after that that requires so much, right? If I'm doing this math right. It was 32 the first time, 65 the second time. Yeah. So to survive the 2 hits, you would only need like 98.4 million. So just call it 100 million. So 100 mil health would do it for you. There on tier 4. Tier 5, different story. But that would be your numbers on tier 4, right? And then for Cena, to make the multiply work every turn, or once per turn to get that one big extra boom in, you would just run this move that recycles itself. And that would be your one move, which would fill the purple move, right? You just hit this for your one turn. As for Cena, I just have health stuff on him, right? He can't live through the hit anyway, because he's only hype 2. So I just have a health strap with some vitality medals that have vitality on them, and I don't even really mess with the entourage much, but if you wanted to load it up, you could as well. Hall of Famer Cody, right? All health, just to survive. If he was hype 3, you could try it and probably survive through the first one, though, if he was hype 3, but mine isn't. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. But 28.5 billion from, well, 28.2 billion. Let's not cheat Cena out of his 242 million. Not too bad from Zpenta. And do keep in mind, this hot tag glitch will not work long term. Again, that's a huge PSA and reminder. So don't get upset when it goes away, because we all know ahead of time it's going away. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think this is a more complex fix, and that's why it's taking longer. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. And that, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there. Yeah, that's pretty. Penta's awesome, man. I love Zombie Penta. He's quickly becoming, yeah, just one of my absolute favorites.